Can you hear that crunch? I love water chestnuts. There's a crunch from the water chestnuts that I added to it. That perfect party rice, yellow rice. So this is a cross between jollof rice and fried rice, but without all the excess oil and tomatoes. This is quick to make and it is delicious. Just sit back and watch me cook it. I've measured out 5 cups of rice. I'm using the measuring cup that comes with a rice cooker, but I don't use a rice cooker anymore because it's so easy to boil your rice on a stove top. So I don't like to eat rice by itself. I just add a bit of quinoa for some extra protein. So I got 5 cups of rice. To that I'm gonna add 1 cup of quinoa. Like so. I'm gonna boil this together. So total 6 cups. For each cup I'm gonna measure out 1.5 cup of water. So I'm just gonna go to the sink and measure the water out. So it's my friend's birthday and I'm gonna make him some party style rice. So I'm gonna put some salt. I call this my yellow rice. To turn this into yellow rice, I'm gonna use some turmeric. That's about a half teaspoon of turmeric. Okay, I'm gonna mix that in. I think a little more will do. Yep, like 3/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this, turn the fire on and let it cook. It's so easy to boil your rice in a pot. You measure out your water, turn on your fire to the highest setting and bring it to a rapid boil. When it starts boiling, turn down the fire to the lowest setting and just let it simmer till the rice is done. You can see my rice just started boiling. I'm gonna take down the flame to the lowest setting and just let it simmer. I've put it at number 1 and it's just gonna simmer till all the water dries out. While that's happening, I'm gonna prep the rest of the things I need for the rice. This is a very easy rice. It's a cross between a fried rice and a jollof rice. So I'm gonna be using jackfruit. I have a can of jackfruit which I've taken out and rinsed, and then I have a can of water chestnuts which I've taken out and rinsed. I'm just gonna chop them. This is what jackfruit looks like so. To use it, you have to, squeeze out all the liquid from it. So I have a tea towel. I'm gonna put it in the tea towel and squeeze out all the water before I can season it. So if you can see how much water is coming out from the jackfruit. So jackfruit will taste however you season it. So you flavor it however you want it to taste. It's gonna taste like that. This is what it looks like. I'm just gonna break it up a little bit so you don't have a lot of big chunks. There's usually a tough part to it. I usually trash this one. I'm gonna season this and just let it soak in my seasoning. I wash my hands first. So I'm gonna make a blend with Bragg's liquid aminos, which is like a soy sauce, and some rice vinegar. These are like your typical spices for fried rice, but I'm not gonna fry much here because I use very little oil in my cooking. I'm gonna taste that. Okay. To this I'm gonna add a little bit of honey for sweetness. About a tablespoon. And then I'm gonna mix it. This container is like a cup measure. This bowl is about a cup measure. Taste that. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna use some of these to season my jackfruit. That's enough. The rest I'm gonna use to cook the rice. So I'm just gonna let this sit while I prep my spices. I've got some onions. I've got a red onion, a yellow onion, and a shallot. I've got some garlic, some ginger. I'm gonna prep these and chop them up. Actually, for this rice, I'm gonna put everything in a blender so that'll be just my veggies and the rice. In addition to that, I have these I just took from my freezer, some frozen red bell pepper, some yellow not too spicy peppers and green pepper, some frozen celery, and water chestnuts. These ones I'm just gonna chop them. I don't need to grind this. This will be chopped up and added to some frozen veggies. So as I said, it's a quick rice. Even if you didn't want to chop anything, you just buy a bag of frozen veggies and you're good to go with your spices. If you have difficulty making jollof rice, this is an easy way to get it done. I'm gonna check on the rice. Look at that beautiful yellow rice. Okay, there's no more water. The rice is done. I'm just gonna use a fork and fluff it. My rice is done. So I have my steamer pot right here. As I said, I don't fry any rice. I'm gonna steam my veggies. The veggies I'm gonna use for the rice, I'm gonna steam them. So I have water ready. I'm gonna set that to boil. When it comes to boil, I'm gonna put my frozen veggies. I got a bag of frozen veggies. In addition to the jackfruit, I'm gonna use some mushrooms too. I'm gonna get my spices into my blender. Let's get the onions in, handful of ginger, my frozen celery in, my spicy peppers in, my bell peppers, red bell peppers in. Yeah, this one has water because it was in my freezer. I got some garlic too. Garlic in. I'm gonna put a little bit of water and then blend this like so. That's all I need. So in here I have onion, ginger, garlic, celery, some peppers, and bell pepper. Okay, my spices are ready. I'm gonna chop my water chestnuts. The water for my veggies is boiling. I'm just gonna put the veggies I have. I've got a bag of mixed vegetables. I think this one has carrots, green beans, corn, and peas. I'm gonna pour that in. So instead of frying this stuff, I'm just gonna steam it. I've got a little bit of butter or edamame. That's the baby soya beans or soybeans. So I'm gonna add my water chestnuts. So those are the veggies I'm gonna use. Instead of frying them, I'm just gonna steam them. I'll steam them for 5 minutes. While my veggies are steaming, I'm gonna chop up my mushrooms. Okay, my mushrooms are ready. Now I need to start a pot that I'm actually gonna cook the food in. I'm gonna start with my mushrooms. I'm just gonna let the mushrooms sit for a minute and release all their liquids. After a couple of minutes, see the mushrooms have reduced in size. They've released some water. I stir them and I just let them sit again for more water to come out. Guys, this is the easiest party rice to make. You don't have to struggle with, making jollof rice with the tomatoes and sometimes the sauce being too much and your rice getting soggy and all of that. You just boil your rice, prep your veggies, and you don't also have to worry about all the oil that goes in frying rice. My mushrooms have released all their liquid. Next thing that goes in is my jackfruit, my pre-seasoned jackfruit. I'm gonna add my sauce, the spices that I blended. Okay, I'm gonna mix it and let this cook. I'm gonna add 1 miso cube for sweetness or for salt. Sauce or the spices cook, the mushrooms also get done, and the jackfruit also takes in the flavor. Some curry powder. I'm going to put a little bit in there. I'm going to let that cook until it starts sticking to the pot. As it begins to stick to the pot, I'm going to add a little bit of sesame oil. I got some sesame seed oil here. That's about a tablespoon. About 2 tablespoons. That's it. I'm gonna pour in my mixed veggies. I'm gonna mix it together. So it's time to add the rice. I'm gonna add the rice. As I add the rice, I add some of the sauce, the soy sauce mix that I had prepped before. After each addition, I pour in the sauce and then I mix. So after mixing everything, you just taste it. This is delicious. You can turn off the fire. It's done. I'm gonna plate it. That's what it looks like. Can you hear that crunch? I love water chestnuts. There's a crunch from the water chestnuts that I added to it. This is delicious, guys. You want to make this. There's no oil anywhere. It's clean. It's presentable. And your guests will thank you for it.